Hello everyone, my name is Chad Dubow, and I am here today to inform you of the parking issues at Great Parks locations. I am actually an employee of the parks. I work at Meadowlinks and Golf Academy, which is one of numerous park locations scattered throughout Hamilton County. So I see this issue firsthand, and I think I'm a perfect person to be able to relay this message to you guys. And I hope that what I share with you today will be eye-opening and you'll understand the situation better. So the current situation, I'm sure many of you are aware of what we do, but might not know exactly how it works. So we require a pass to be on every vehicle that parks at a Hamilton County Park location. It's a sticker that goes on the inside of your windshield on the driver's side, and every car has to have one. So I just want to give you guys a little potential scenario, just a hypothetical, just to kind of get you in the right mindset and understand why this might be an issue. So if we say there's someone who comes to town and is looking to play golf, and they might decide to book a tee time at a Hamilton County Park golf course. So they come to the park, they pull in, go inside, pay for their round, go play golf, come back out, and they find that they were given a violation for not having a parking pass. But they had no information, never knew that they needed one to be there. They're from out of town, we're only going to be there once, and we are penalizing our customers for not following procedure, but the procedure needs to be fixed. So why is it an issue? There are many issues that I found. These are the big ones. The first, as I was just saying, is uninformed customers. We need to have better signage so that customers are aware, maybe more information on the website, or just something to really let everyone know that this is how we do things and that they have to have a pass or they will receive a violation, because it just leads to a lot of confusion and a lot of stress, and it just doesn't work out well for anyone, for the customer and for the employees at the park at the time, because they're the ones who have to deal with it and they're the ones who are supposed to be selling the passes. But when people don't have them and receive the violation, it just kind of leads to a messy situation. The price is also a big issue. I conducted various interviews with customers of the parks and also did some research on the website. And I realized that the pass only costs $10 for a Hamilton County resident, but at the same time, they're already paying a park tax on their income, so why should they have to pay the parks twice? They're already paying the tax, and then they have to pay to use the parks that the tax is supposed to be paying for. So I realized that the parking pass is a way of trying to generate revenue, but maybe the price point needs to be debated. Maybe it should be a little lower, maybe it's okay, but I definitely think there needs to be even more research conducted into that, into how much people should have to pay to use the parks. Maybe only non-residents of Hamilton County should pay, since residents already are. Another big issue is damage to cars. We're in an age where most people are leasing their cars these days, and most lease contracts say right in them that you cannot stick anything to the car, whether it be the windshield, the side of the car, the bumper, anything. And most people don't want to break that contract because they might lose money on the car when they go to turn it back in. The passes are very hard to remove. They have gotten better in recent years, but still, most people say it requires a razor blade to get them off, which can scratch the windshield and damage the car, and especially if it's a leased car, that's a big issue, but really no one wants to scratch their windshield and devalue their car. They're already expensive enough, and no one wants to have to pay for something that they're already putting a lot of money into. And another big issue is the new enforcement system that was recently put into practice. It works better than what we had before, where no one was patrolling for parking passes, because at least now everyone is required to buy one. But at the same time, people are just finding these violations on their windshield, which isn't a very fair way to do it, even though the first time is just a warning. They still scare people because they appear as tickets. People think that they're getting a fine for not having a pass when they didn't even know they needed one. And we just need to stress, one, that it is just a warning. There should be more information out there about that, about how your first time it's okay. You can still go in and buy a pass and get that ticket voided. But also, it would be so much better if they didn't have to come back to their car and then find out that they needed a pass because they see the violation on their windshield there. So I have found two realistic solutions. They're two things that I think would be easy to put into practice. They would benefit the parks and the customers a lot, and I think they're two things we should really consider doing. There are other solutions that I looked at, but I just think these are the two that make the most sense. The first is to create a new position within the parks. It could be an existing employee or bring in a new employee at each location, and this person would be stationed in the parking lot at the minimum just to be there, and when people pull in, tell them that they need a pass, find the cars that don't have them and let them know. Or what would be even better is if they sold the parking passes right from the parking lot when you pull in. This way people don't have to pull in, get out of their car and go buy a pass and then be expected to go back out to their car to stick the pass in the windshield. They would just pull in, get their pass, and they'd still be in their car and able to stick it right there on the windshield. I just think it would help everything run a lot smoother. They have tried something like this in the past at some locations, but I think it really needs to be park-wide and fully implemented. And another possible solution that I think could really help is switching from the sticker to a hanging pass. We could easily create a laminated pass that just hangs from the rearview mirror. It's pretty common in parking passes, definitely more common than the sticker system. And I just think it would make a lot of the customers happier. They wouldn't have to stick it directly on their car. It wouldn't cause any damage or devalue the car. And I just think it would help relieve a lot of the stress, because I think the biggest issue people have is having to physically stick it on their car. So if it's something they just had to hang, they're much more likely to buy it than something that they're not even going to use because they don't want to stick it on their car. So I think that these two solutions could really help us out if we implemented them. They would definitely be beneficial to the parks. They would help generate revenue as we would be selling more passes, and also it would keep the customers happy and wanting to come back because now they just have to have a pass hanging there. And also it's a friendly face to see when you pull in, and I think that's what the parks are all about, so I think that would really help. So that concludes my presentation today. I hope you all learned a little bit more about the